No, it has like Spoof in it.
Oh, I think you're on audio.
It's not like a
Audio?
bang bang done.
Oh.
Everything's illegal?
I
Maybe?
mean, that would work too, but.
Well, depends.
Mythbusters group?
Yes. Some states, I think it's illegal to have a big set.
Yeah, you can't you don't want to be traveling with them unless you're a Smith, yeah, that. All right. I don't know.
There's an audio too. Mine's shut now. Mine's not.
There we go. I just muted everyone. Nope, got it. There we go. I think everybody's muted now. All right.
Last class.
See everything?
I can
go.
Yep.
All right, last class. Yeah. Evan, you want to get up and say anything?
Nope.
No.
Speech.
Go Caps.
Go Caps, yeah. Sure enough, like that.
I'm ready.
Huge Caps fan. I watched the game at home, thinking what this guy's doing.
And the worst part is I coach soccer on Wednesday nights, so I didn't get home and start the game till like 9:15. So like it was over before I started, so I turned off my phone. I knew it was over. It was antsy. I was hot though.
It's a good game, man.
How did that officiating? Yes.
They did. 4-4 and I fell asleep. Oh, that was the first game.
That was the first game one. Yeah. Yeah. I don't. We won't talk about that. All right.
Caps won last night 3-2.
3-2.
So,
Yeah.
one game up.
Won it. Yep. Stole home ice. All right. Yeah, that was brutal. All right, so today we're just going to talk about tips and tricks and go through practice questions. This is FRSecure.education. If you want to go and do this as a practice test, this is the site I used for preparing for the exam. You can use the discount code of FRSecure, the Clement Dupois, I think is how you say it? Dupuis?
Yeah,
I apologize for mangling the name. He set up that code. We just asked him if we could have a demo, and he's like, yeah, great. If anybody wants to use it, tell him to use FRSecure, 25% off. So
He's been running.
I don't know. Try all uppercase. I don't know. Yeah.
He's been running FRSecure
Forever.
CISSP.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal resource.
15 years.
Yeah. I still look at his site for like the updates and things like that. So.
How much is it?
Yeah.
25%. That's for a 1 month membership.
Let's see.
For a month.
Yeah, I don't know. You can get like 10-day, 1 month, 3 month. I think the 3 months is like $100. That's what I did, and just did a test every single day, at least one test a day for like 3 months. So totally worth it. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna just go through this and do some quizzes. So we're gonna do it in study mode. There's test mode and study mode. Test mode, you don't get to see the answers. If you get it wrong, right or wrong, you don't know. Study mode, it'll actually strike through as you go, but then you can actually break it down and see like an explanation on a lot of these.
We're going to do study mode?
We're going to do study mode. Yeah, just so we can see it real time. Always do pro. There's different levels of questions. I would always do pro. I would always do all the domains unless you want to focus on one specifically. But that's not, if you're struggling on one, maybe you focus on it. But otherwise, I would just do all of them. It's going to give you the most realistic. All right. How many questions are we going to go with, Evan? We'll just,
That's not an option.
Wait, what?
25, 50. We'll do multiples if we got time. Should we just go through 25? Sets of 25?
Yeah.
That works.
We can discuss it.
All our questions, and then I always recommend doing that shuffle answers in the question, right? So that you don't start memorizing the order. So if you get a repeat, you're not gonna be like, oh, that's the first one. You have to actually pay attention. And then I'm only gonna do unattempted for this. So I'm not gonna be looking at ones that I did with the other class. All right. Question 1. Which of the following is the most reliable authentication method for remote access? Combination of callback and caller ID, fixed callback, variable callback, or synchronous token. So I'm looking at that. There's no real hints right away that give away, right? I can eliminate these two, so I've got to actually know something about it. Callback and caller ID. Well, caller ID can be spoofed. It's pretty easy to spoof it. Those guys walking by behind us can spoof their caller IDs. Right, Matt?
I assure you it's right.
What's the right answer? We're gonna put Matt Dowd on the spot because I don't want to answer. He took the class last year. We're gonna test him.
We have multiple Matts.
Yes.
We have multiple Roberts as well.
Matt just took the class and passed the exam from this, so last year.
I'd say it's synchronous token.
Synchronous token. All right. Look at that, Matt Dowd on the spot. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'll be here all
Here's
week.
the window, though.
Yeah. So, what you can do, so I totally throw him on the spot. That's one of our pen tester tech services guys. So, but what you can do is then do the show answer, and it's going to actually, on a lot of these, it'll give you the explanation of what's right, what's wrong, why they're wrong, and what the resources were for it. So that you can see this is a great resource for studying as you get started and then go into test mode. All right. International Standards Organization, ISO, OSI layers do not have which of the following? Standard model for network communications defines 7 protocol layers, the protocol stack, enables dissimilar networks to communicate or use to gain information from network devices such as count of packets received and routing tables. Yeah, D, right? It's a standard model. It has the OSI has 7 layers. It allows different dissimilar networks to communicate. So there you go. Again, show answer if you want to go through and understand the resources. I'm only going to do the show answer on what we get wrong though. So hopefully we don't get many of those.
We're not going to get anything wrong.
It's under my account, so I hope not. All right. Which of the following backup methods must be made regardless of whether a differential or incremental method is used? Well, it's just, you got to know, right? This is a memorization one. Full backup. If you want to look through it, we'll talk through it. Supplemental backup, that's not a thing, so we can eliminate that one. A tape backup, well, that's just the method of storing the backup, or an incremental. Well, we said we have to do an incremental, maybe? No, it's full.
Hold on a second. So I guess they can't see the website too clear? The web URL maybe?
I zoomed in a little.
We can send the web URL.
Yeah, we can send the link. We'll send the link. It's FRSecure.education, and we'll make sure we send that out. Which of the following outline how senior management are responsible for computer and information security decisions they make, what actually took place within their organization? Economic Espionage Act, Federal Sentencing Guidelines, well, I know it's not that one. Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, or Computer Security Act of 1987. So I know it's not that. Economic Espionage, that doesn't make sense. Probably it's one of these two, right? So we can eliminate those, and we know Computer Fraud and Abuse of 1986 is what they're still using, even though it's, 30-something years old at this point and hasn't been updated in the last 10 years. Computer Fraud and Abuse. Let me double check. Please fix out that. It's gotta be that one. No, it is wrong. Oh, what is? Evan, you didn't correct it.
Answer your question. I didn't even see it.
Oh, that's abuse of the computer. That's not senior management. I was thinking protection of what other people should be doing. So this is study mode. I did this on purpose so you could see what happened if you got one wrong.
Wow, I'm having flashbacks to second grade.
Yeah.
Federal Economic Espionage Computer Security Act. The D?
Senior management.
No, senior management
Well, it's not that one, because
It's not computer fraud, because that's protecting, like, hackers. That's what they use to prosecute people attacking the networks.
those are more criminal.
And that one is,
Senior management
it's gotta be, then it's gotta be Economic Espionage Act. No? All right, I give up. Which one is it? Oh, it is federal sentencing guidelines. Man.
The others are criminal law.
Yeah,
They're not holding them accountable for criminal.
man. Well, see, what that shows you is you don't have to know all of them.
Senior management.
You just have to know enough. Yep. So federal sentencing guidelines, there you go.
Lori got it right online.
Of course Lori did. Lori's a show off.
Well, this is a different Lori.
Oh, okay.
Lori,
I stand by my statement.
yeah.
Good job, Lori. Which of the following would best be defined as an absence or weakness of a safeguard that could be exploited? Vulnerability, threat, risk, or exposure. Best be defined as a absence or weakness of a safeguard. Vulnerability?
Absence or weakness.
Yep.
That was absence of a weakness.
There you go. Vulnerability. Which of the following statements pertaining to biometrics is false? User can be authenticated based on behavior. Well, that's true, right? They have the typing they can look at. Biometric systems accuracy is determined by its crossover error rate. That's correct. And it's false reject, false accept where it crosses. User can be authenticated based on unique physical attributes. That's the whole point of biometrics. And by what he knows. Well, there you go. That would be about as easy a gimme as you're going to get on the exam. Which layer defines how packets are routed between in-systems? Transport network, data link, or session. Memorization. I don't remember this.
I do.
Defines, yes, Evan.
Network.
There you go. Yeah, that's the key one, right?
Packets
And
and
routed.
So two things. Packets are at layer 3.
I would have figured that out, but you said you had
I
it. So.
lived network.
Yeah. I didn't. I gave that up.
Yeah, good for you.
They said, oh, we got a network admin. I was like, sweet. I know enough to be dangerous. I could speak it. Which LAN transmission method is a source packet copied and sent to specific multiple destinations, but not all of the destinations on the network? Broadcast, unicast, multicast, or overcast? Well, I know it's not overcast.
Totally overcast.
And it's not unicast. Uni is one, right? So now it's either broad or multi.
But not all is not broadcast.
But not all, right? That's the key on that one. There you go, multicast.
So easy. You're gonna kick butt on this test. Yeah, that's boring.
Yeah, right. When it comes to security within databases, which of the following is not a responsibility of the database administrator? Providing access authorization, implementing access rules, reorganizing databases, or maintaining databases. So this comes back to the owner versus the administrator or the custodian. Yeah, it's a authorization. They shouldn't be authorizing it. They should just be implementing it once it is authorized. All right, which of the following should not be accessible by a computer operator? Security guideline, information security guidelines, that's good. Operations documentation is kind of important for the operator. The computer console, well, I guess it depends on how successful you want them to be at their job. Or the source code of the application. Well, source code. What's that?
No. Can't be this.
Yeah.
It's just hit or miss, right? And also keep in mind, we've been doing this for the last, 8 weeks? So you're now fresh on it, right? Well, don't worry. We'll get some.
But I don't think they won't be this easy.
No.
And you'll see some experimental ones too. Don't forget about the experimental ones. You'll have ones that we didn't even cover anything about it.
Yep.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah, I had like 3 or 4 where I was like, I've never even heard of this before. I hope those are the experimentals. In a PKI, how are public keys published? Come on, class, these are easy, right? Digital certificates? All right. There you go. Which of the following protocols should be allowed through a firewall to support easier communication and usage by users? IGRP, DNS, OSPF, or RIP? I'm going to go with DNS.
Routing protocols.
DNS, you know, I'm surfing the web.
3 of them are routing protocols, so.
Yeah. But again, that's memorization, right? These are easy. That's a technical one. So we didn't know the legal one.
But you know, it's interesting because, yeah, I mean, usually it's just the domain controller that you need to open up UDP and TCP 53 because all your users are using the DNS server and they would use recursive queries, so you don't have to open it up for everybody.
No, didn't say that.
No, I know.
Yeah,
it's
that's a good
interesting
point.
as you kind of read through these things, thinking it through and how you'd actually implement that. So
Yeah. Yeah, limit who can actually do it. All right, what is the 3-way handshake for TCP to initiate TCP? It's ACK, SYNAC, ACK. So this is a good one, right? You gotta pay attention because it would be what? No, I just had it here, right? I was easy. What? But if you look, you know, what is it?
SYN, SYNAC, and ACK.
SYN, right? SYNAC and ACK, right? That one, right? Okay. Now you got me questioning myself.
I know, right? Why did you
but
get the C one?
no, but if you look, they're all very similar in terms of where they're at, and you could easily just be like, oh yeah, it's that one, and get it wrong pretty easily. So you got to be careful that you are actually reading it and not just assuming. I've caught myself doing that before. Like, oh, it's that one. What? Of the following answers, please select the best one. Select the best one, which are 2 encrypted forms of transferring files between hosts. Well, FTPS and SFTP are both encrypted. TFTP is not. FTP is not. SSH and SFTP. All right, so now we're looking at what is the best one for that. So it's either going to be A or D, right? Is SSH, can you transfer files? Yeah.
You can, but
It's probably not the best method though, right?
I don't know.
SSH is.
I like D the best, but I've never really referred to FTP.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I remember that.
Is what? It is.
So maybe that's the right one.
It-
I would.
I would go with this one, but this is one where we've got it narrowed down. Now we're going to make an educated decision. I'm going to go with D.
Yeah,
I would.
final answer.
Oh.
So I got one. But SSH is part of the SCP.
FTPS is over.
Yeah. SSH is used in the process. It in itself isn't a file transfer protocol.
Yeah,
So David Broadus got it correct on mine.
I got it correct.
You also got it correct.
Yeah.
All right.
Like SHH, it was SSH, it was the same.
All right. What is a malware threat associated with virtualization? VM escape, Alcatraz escape, virus escape, or worm escape?
If it's got Alcatraz in it, it's totally got to be the right answer.
That's got to be VM escape, right? Yeah. So this is fun. Let's see. Some of them. I like some of the answers. There's some good humor in some of this stuff.
Now people are answering online. I think they're getting some confidence.
Good. Which answer best describes the technology that offers us the ability to segment network traffic and allow segregation of network users and resources from each other logically using features on enterprise switch? VLANs. Yeah. Just got to know those.
That's online as well. Now we got 3 people answering. It's getting fun now.
You're a manager for a large international bank. Periodically move employees between positions in your department. What is this process called? Job rotation. Which of the following option, so these are user submitted questions, so you might see some typos and have to read it. Incorrectly describes PBX features. Did we cover PBX?
Do we what?
Did we cover PBX?
Yeah.
Did we?
We
Okay.
got an expert over here too.
I was out for that class,
Yeah,
because
you-
I don't remember it. Did I talk about it? I could have. I don't know. Voicemail, store messages centrally and using a password allows retrieval. That sounds correct. Diagnostics, bypassing normal call restriction procedures. Automatic call distribution allows PBX to be configured. Incoming calls are distributed to the next available agent. That sounds right. Tenanting provides for the possibility to break into a busy line to inform another user of an important message. Yeah. I was going to say diagnostics isn't bypassing normal call restriction procedures. This could be troubleshooting them, right? Tenanting.
That's what was
Because I'm like, that's
Yeah,
when
bar-
they used to have like
bars
operators
are
on the
coded.
thing and they would like do the stuff.
There you go.
And they would listen to all kinds of stuff.
Leon got that one right
What's
too.
the name of PBX under?
And Henry.
What domain? I don't remember.
Early communication.
Yeah, network communications. By 4? Is that 4?
A tenant is gonna be more from
I can't
like a
imagine
carrier
these-
perspective,
Yeah.
where they have BroadSoft as the platform and they can split it up into customers.
I can't imagine there'd be too many PBX questions on the time.
I don't think I had.
The ability to break in on calls was another feature you have. It's just they have the wrong feature that they.
Yeah,
Well, they're
it's
not.
incorrectly
Yeah, it's called
listed.
Barge or Whisper or Code
Yeah.
Shape, or, you know, there's about 5 different ones.
That's good.
All right.
I'd like to do bad answers, but I'm not sure that was the worst.
Yeah. Did I mark? I did. Did I mark? Oh wait. I marked this. I got to mark this as wrong so we're accurate. Okay. So here's one. This is a good tip. When I took the exam, ignore the paragraph. Read the question. After a catastrophic incident occurs, you must rely on backups to restore data. What access control category is this? This paragraph doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Now, a lot of times these are really funny on the FRSecure because they'll put things in there to entertain themselves. But when you're doing the exam, read the question and figure out what they're looking for. Then go back and see what you need to pull out of that paragraph. So, backups. What access control category is on? Would be for backups. Recovery. Yep.
Backup controls isn't one of the access control categories.
No.
And you could cross out detective.
No. Yep. Which of the following teams should not be included in an organization's contingency plan?
Tiger team.
Legal affairs, probably. Damage assessment, hardware salvage, or the Tiger team?
Tiger team, all the way.
Yeah, Tiger team should be the first one. Send the
It should
Tigers
always
in
be
first.
Tiger team.
Yep.
Knew everything.
I wonder what the,
It didn't work.
Winning.
yeah, it's military jargon. There you go. All right. Again, another one. I'm not going to look through this. If your single loss expectancy is 10,000 to recover loss from a file server and the annual rate of occurrence is 0.5, what is your annual loss expectancy? Again, I don't need the whole paragraph ahead, right? So, huh?
That's not one of the options.
So 10,000, it's going to occur 0.5 half a time. We just multiply that. It should be 5,000.
We'll say it like this.
There you go. All right. Single loss expectancy, annual loss expectancy is the SLE times the rate of occurrence. All right. Which of the following protocol use default credentials of public and private? Yeah, SNMP. That's just memorization and knowing that. Which of the following terms can be described as the process to conceal data into another file or media in a practice known as security through obscurity? Steganography. Definitely not. Yeah. You guys are doing great.
Last question.
This term got
Second
one
one.
more. Yeah, this term best describes the ability to ensure that a person in a contract or a communication cannot deny the authenticity of their signature on a document. Non-repudiation, authorization, availability, or authenticity. Non-repudiation, right? They're saying we can't deny that it's us.
Sounds cool.
Yeah. Within the access control matrix, what is defined as a list of subjects along with their access rights that are authorized to access a specific object?
Blue pill.
The access control matrix, access control list, role-based matrix, or capability list? Yeah, a list of subjects with their access rights. So I would say the matrix probably off and the capability list is in there. So there you go. All right. Let's see. Summary. No. How do I finish this thing? Oh, there it goes.
What is their cutoff?
What's up?
What do you need to pass?
A 700
Yep.
is 1,000.
701.
Yeah.
What is that, like
70%.
There's 150 questions, I think.
88%. There you go.
What did we get?
88%.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take that.
Like a cloud score.
All right. So study mode. I've got all of my things selected. Pro, 25, all.
Question. For this service, when you take it in test mode,
Mm-hmm.
can you repeat the test? Will it randomize the answer order?
If
You're
you,
not used, oh yeah, that's the third one.
yep,
You get used to the position rather than the answer.
check that
Oh,
box.
there we go.
Yep. Yes.
And there's like a huge pool of questions too. So
Yeah.
you can do test mode quite a few times.
Yeah, and you saw there, we also had, only show me ones I haven't answered before. And then once you get to, you don't have any left, then you can just say, just show me the ones I've gotten wrong. And if you've gotten them right, you don't have to look at them again. All right. What is the appropriate role of the security analyst in the application system development or acquisition project?
One of the questions online is there a setting to make it harder?
It's just, these are the questions you get.
These are awesome. I mean, it's awesome that they're
You
not.
had it at the pro level too.
Yeah, this is the pro level.
This is the pro?
Yep.
So I guess, yes.
Well, and keep in mind, right, this is all very fresh, right? And it's not identical to what you're going to see in the exam, but it's going to give you an idea of like how to start approaching these, right? So, if we're looking at 2,500 questions and we just did a sample of 25, maybe the next sample of 25 is like, we're like, oh, are you kidding me? Who knows?
Well, like you said, it's pretty fresh in all of our minds because we've been kind of recently here.
Superior mentorship. Right.
Well, there's that. There is that. I feel pretty good about myself today.
Today's a good day.
Yeah. It's a long day. I have review policies today. That was my thing.
I didn't. I was. All right. What is the appropriate role of the security analyst in the application system development or acquisition project? Control evaluator and consultant, policeman, that's okay. Application user, probably not. Data owner, no. I'm going to go with evaluator and consultant. All right. Oh, RSA algorithm uses which mathematical concept as the basis of its encryption? Memorization. I know it. Yep. That would have been really embarrassing if I'd be like, I know it. Yeah, that's, oh.
Which one is the 16-round cipher?
Oh.
There's one in the 16 round.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Des? Say yes uses.
It doesn't say. It just explains it. In terms of risk analysis and dealing with risk, which of the four common ways listed below is the practice of coming up with alternative so that the risk in question is not realized. Okay, acceptance is, that's not it. Transference transferring it to someone. Mitigation is trying to eliminate or reduce that, and or avoiding it so that it's not realized. Ooh. Practically coming up with an alternative so the risk in question is not realized. So if we do avoidance, we're not coming up with an alternative, we're just not doing it at all, right? Mitigation would be putting in some sort of control to minimize that risk.
I think it's avoidance, right?
Is it avoidance?
You're doing something different, so you'd be avoiding risk
We're not
altogether.
gonna use that development platform.
Coming up with an alternative?
Use another development.
Yeah.
platform that's more secure.
That'd be avoidance.
Avoidance. All right.
Delegate.
Could be a transfer.
Delegate.
Yeah, I was thinking transference.
So I was thinking insurance on it.
It is avoidance. There you go. Just avoid it. So there you go. Which one?
Didn't we talk about blowfish?
Mhm.
We talked about blowfish.
All right, controls such as job rotation, sharing of responsibilities, and review of audit records associated with preventative physical, detective administrative, or detective technical. Detective administrative. Yep. I would agree. There you go. Which of the following would be true about static password tokens? The owner will authenticate himself to the system. The owner identity is authenticated by the token. Token does not authenticate the token owner, but the system. The owner will never be authenticated by the token. It's hard to read from this angle. Static password tokens. Well, the owner's going to authenticate themselves to the system, right, to get logged into the local one.
What is the static password token? It's not a FRSecure token.
It can be. There are static.
Yeah.
There's dynamic ones too. But the
Token
all
owner.
the answers, I think. I think B is their best answer.
Yeah. Identity is authenticated by the token.
So if you have the token,
Yep. There we go.
No matter who has it.
Yeah. What is a decrease in amplitude as a signal propagates along a transmission medium best known as noise, crosstalk, attenuation, or delay distortion? Attenuation.
Yeah, online they're like, see.
Yeah. It's easy. They're complaining we were going too fast before.
No, they're on top of it now.
All right, well, I must go faster then.
How many onliners?
Huh?
6 billion?
Yeah.
I mean, your in-house retention has been pretty phenomenal, I thought.
Yeah, in-house it's been really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed seeing you guys every time I've been here. It's fun.
Spare drives that replace the failed drives are usually hot swappable, meaning they can be replaced on the server in which of the following scenarios? System is idle but operational. System is quiesced but operational.
What's cool, yeah.
Yeah.
That means.
Yeah, isn't it paused? Yeah. System is up and in single user mode. System is up and running. Replaced on server in which? Yeah, it's up and running, right? It's hot swappable. It's up and running. It's not idling. It's not paused.
Yeah, it seems so French to me.
Well, you could do it if it was idle.
Yeah, I mean,
The second answer.
right. Yeah, it could be idle. It could be as others, but that is the best answer for hot swappable. Which of the following would be the best reason for separating the test and development environments? Segregate user and development staff, restrict access to systems under test, control stability of test, secure access to systems under development. Best reason. Access to systems under control the stability. I'm not worried about. The best reason for separating test and development. I'm leaning towards. We're asking, developer. We're asking in terms of ISC squared.
I would say C, it says to control the stability of the production environment.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go. I'm leaning towards D. No, you know what? I'm gonna go with B. We're gonna restrict access to systems under test, because test you could still get to sensitive data. You could, if you're testing network equipment. I'm gonna go with B. Nope. It is C.
That's a stupid question.
I agree. It's a CISO one.
Online, they were all over the place, and somebody can change their mind. And it's a dumb question.
I mean, if you look at the actual explanation, it does make sense.
Control stability of production environment.
But that does make sense.
But test environment falls part of that.
Oops. All right. Which of the following organizations produces and publishes FIPS, Federal Information Processing Standards?
I don't think the first.
NSA, the NCSC, NIST, or ANSI? Which of the following issues is not addressed by default when using Kerberos? Ooh. Oh. All right, you guys are saying these are so easy. I'm not answering this one. You guys got to come up with it.
I know it.
Confidentiality, authentication, integrity, or availability? Availability. Yeah. I said I wasn't going to do it, and then I just put the answer.
That's all right.
Which access control model is proposed for enforcing access control in government and military applications? Bell LaPadula, Brewer Nash, BIBA, Sutherland. Well, it's not Sutherland. That's not one of them. So, access control, right? Well, because what BIBA is integrity, right? Brewer Nash is the Chinese wall, right? See, I don't remember these very well. Nobody ever uses these.
The Chinese wall, they use that for like consulting.
Yeah, like the big fours. Yeah. I don't work for those guys. Man. All right. Which of the following is used to find the media access control address that matches a known IP address? UDP, ARP, VerseARP, or ICMP? Well, I can immediately eliminate my knowledge. I know it's not UDP or ICMP, right? So now is it MAC address to IP?
So I know the IP as a result of the MAC address, right?
Yep, I know the IP.
So that's the standard way down the stack.
Yep. I have the IP. Who has this physical address? All right, that's ARP. Yep. So you can see you got to read that question, because if you look at it, if you just go, I need a MAC to the IP, you could easily go, that's reverse ARP, because I've got the MAC, I'm looking for the IP. You got to read how they're actually wording it.
Usually use that in like the diskless workstation scenario. You know what I mean? I know my MAC address. I don't know what IP address I'm supposed to have on the network.
Yeah. Why is network file system used? Two different types of file systems to emulate each other, enables two different types of file systems to use IP, IPX, enables two different types of file systems to interoperate, enables two different types of file systems to share Sun applications. Well, I can eliminate the last one, because I don't remember seeing anything like brand specific. Yeah. So two different types of file systems to interoperate.
Either A or C.
Oh man, yeah, I think I'm gonna go with C, because it's not.
IPX is that protocol that's going to overtake IP, right?
Oh yeah, as soon as Novell Network comes back.
Yeah. All right. Which of the following statements pertaining to Radius is incorrect? Radius can act as a proxy server, forwarding client requests and to other authentication domains. Well, isn't that kind of the whole point of a Radius server? Right? It handles the authentication. Most Radius clients have a capability to query secondary Radius servers for redundancy. I don't know. We'll keep looking. Most Radius servers have a built-in database have built-in database connectivity for billing and reporting purposes. That doesn't sound okay. Well, let's keep looking. Most radius servers can work with diameter. Well, I know diameter replaced radius, so that sounds right. So if I'm looking at B or C, to me, C goes, that just doesn't fit at all. Right? That doesn't make any sense. Oh!
Radius can't work with diameter.
Oh.
Radius can't work? Oh, taxes and...
You can't go forward.
Yeah.
It's compatible.
Ah! See? I overthought it.
So.
I feel shame.
Diameter can work with the radius, not vice versa?
No.
No.
They're one replace the other. They're not meant to operate.
Taxes and Texas
Taxes
Plus.
Diameter's twice as good as.
Those are though, right? I don't remember. I don't know. Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah, network guy, man.
All right. I didn't know that. That's good to know. I hope I never need it.
One of those little details.
Yeah. I hope I never need to use that. All right. Running a software development studio, you want to ensure programmers are coding securely by validating input strings and managing error and exception handling. What is mitigated by taking all these preventative measures? Network sniffing attacks? No. You can't stop somebody from sniffing your network by doing secure code. Standard coding procedures. Well, we're not mitigating that. Buffer overflow attacks or malware attacks. Let's see. You guys paid attention on Tuesday.
That's right. Good instructor.
Which of the following two terms are IPsec modes of operation? Authenticated in tunnel, transport in tunnel, security parameter and security association, authentication header, and encapsulating security payloads. Well, yeah, I was going to say this. I know it's not security parameter or security associations, right? Which is a mode of operation. It uses those. I'm going to go with transport and tunnel. It's that, and then within transport and tunnel, they use the different.
Come on, guys. We only covered that twice. Thursday. Sunday.
Was that last class? Everybody's in a good mood. Which of the following biometric systems require largest volume of storage? Fingerprint, hand geometry, voice recognition, or palm? Which is going to be the largest? Well, we talked about fingerprint is going to be just small bits of data, right? So I'm going to go with voice, because you have to actually store the recordings, right? I know. I may have to switch. I'm going to rotate around here so I can actually see better. Which of the following media access technology in which of the following media access technology a transmitting data station detects other signals, transmitting a frame, then stops transmitting that frame, transmits a jam, waits, and tries again? Oh. Yeah. No.
Collision avoidance and collision detection.
Detection is where it's doing both, right? It can do
It detects the collision, then it backs off the random amount of time. Ethernet.
Yeah.
Ethernet CD, yeah. But the jam signal throws me off.
All right. Developing training for user community. Oh, wait, this is a long paragraph. Let's look at the question. Malware is software that covertly installs itself without user knowledge. This malware may be included in other seemingly legitimate software packages. Well, yeah, I don't really need to know that. It's Trojans.
Social Trojan, what's that?
It's not a thing, is it? I've never heard of a social Trojan. Is that where you put Matt Finley in your backpack? That's a social Trojan? What's that? Yeah. I think the social Trojan horse is you get Matt Finley in your backpack and drop him off once you get in. All right, another really long one. All right. If a company feels it may be necessary to monitor email, messages, and internet usage, this must be explained to the employees first through a security policy and then through constant reminder. Which of the choices below would be such a constant reminder? Posted signs, annual usage agreement, banners and training, keyboard monitoring. Yeah.
Wall of shame.
I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
I'm trying to,
I think the constant reminder pushes us to see.
yeah, the training, posted signs.
he's working at another one of our clients.
Banners should be logging in every day, right?
Yeah, it could be, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go with, yep. I mean, posted signs are still good, right? You should still take it, but that's not the best.
When I see banner, I see message of the day.
Yeah, the login banner. All right. Huh. This paragraph makes me laugh. All right. Again, we can just really skip the paragraph, figure out what they're looking for. This type of counterattack against catastrophic drive failure is the most popular and can tolerate the loss of any single drive. So I don't need to read through that. It's RAID 5.
Or rate 10.
Because it's single drive.
Rate 10 can tolerate single drive.
But that would be, that's not the most,
RAID 5 is always one drive.
yeah, that's not the most correct answer. When you're looking at what's the definition of RAID 5, can tolerate the loss of a single drive. That's how I would read this. If it said, yeah,
That's probably where you are. It's kind of the garbage heap. Yeah, I guess since most is capitalized, right?
and then can tolerate single drive. If it said
Most people are not.
2 drives, you know, I would have gone, or is maybe it's faster than, is the faster one, or that could do it, tolerate a single drive failure.
Rate 6 should be 2 drives.
Yeah.
It's got that dual parity.
But it's not, that wasn't one of the answers.
I know, I'm just talking to this guy.
And it's confusing things.
Oh, yeah, so.
All right, another paragraph. We need funding to update all our devices to the latest version of SNMP v3 to be more secure because SNMP v3 supports encryption. Must send passwords in clear text over the network. Well, I know that's not the right answer. It's immune to brute force, and researchers found vulnerabilities in 8021X. Well, I don't know anything that's immune to brute force. And yeah, I'm gonna go with that's the one that seems to make the most sense. Even if I don't know anything about SNMP v2 versus v3, I can look through it and go, well, I know clear text over the network is not right. Nothing's immune to brute force. And what does SNMP v3 have to do with vulnerabilities in 8021X? So I can eliminate those, even if I don't know anything about.
Well, I think SNMP version 1 and version 2 are clear text.
Yeah.
2C and 3, I think, are encrypted.
But I was
Just, no, I mean, if you see that on the exam.
yeah. Oh, okay.
I'm with you, man. I'm validating what you're saying.
Oh. What is the name of the process where we dial a series of phone numbers looking for modems for the purpose of attempting a break-in?
Bravo.
I like mischief dialing though. That sounds like fun.
That's how fun.
War dialing.
We all did that when we were kids, didn't we?
Is your refrigerator running?
Previous to caller ID.
Yeah. Which of the following terms best describe network protocols which are subject to being sniffed off a network and examined by an attacker? Clear text, yeah. If we look, that's another one. SSH secure, we know that's encrypted. VPN, sure as heck better be encrypted. HTTPS is encrypted, so clear text. All right, of the following, which provides an interface between end users and web servers to provide dynamic content to the users, vulnerable to attacks such as SQL injection, cross-site scripting, or session hijacking attacks. Transport protocols, no. Web applications, web servers themselves, or SQL servers. SQL is going to be the back end. Interface between end users and web servers. So I know SQL's on the back. Yeah, web servers themselves, no. There you go, web applications. Woo! All right, that's another 25.
Hey, so does this have the other stuff as part of the test, like the matching or the putting in?
Yeah, it just because of the we can change. We can let's see. What's our? Oops, that's not what I wanted. 92. Here we go. Yeah, we'll look at.
Yep. We all just go take the test together.
Yeah, so it's got this. We just haven't come across that.
Got all of them in there.
I mean,
Hotspot. Let's try. I don't know. 10 questions of hotspots. I don't know how many hotspots there are. No. Yeah, so it's not
So if there is an option that they don't have any,
on Pro. That should be all of
You
them,
should try easy, like the answers in the question.
right?
After A. Technically 25 bucks. But what's the best answer?
If this does seem easy to you, though, it should,
So
it should give you some confidence, because FRSecure's been around a long time, so it's
Yeah,
really well used.
I would say the hotspot one is things like they'll give you like a diagram and then you'll have similar to this and so you have to pick where it is on there. It honestly, it's just asking the question in a different way, right? So if you can answer these questions, the hotspot won't be that bit difficult. It's just going to be,
people take tests differently, that's why they
Yeah.
started adding these.
yeah. And I don't know how, that would be really hard to emulate. So I'm not, yeah, that's probably why there aren't any on there. All right. Using the mouse, drag and drop the appropriate value in order to complete the single loss expectancy formula. Ooh. So it's your asset value. Oh, there it goes. Asset value. And then, yeah, exposure factor.
Yeah, it's like, almost like the word sleeve, if you look at it real quick. SLE, put the words together.
There's only 2 questions. I think it'll tell you if you get it wrong right away. Oh, man. All right. Symmetric and asymmetric. Drop the 2 asymmetric algorithms to the box. So this is, I do remember questions like this, where it would be exactly that, where you're going to have a whole list of things and you got to move them over. So asymmetric. Oh, man. Is it? Yeah. Right, yeah, because, yeah, Diffie is for doing it. So if we get it wrong, it should, no, maybe not. I thought it would. Anyway. Oh, I did test mode. Oh, fail. Wah, wah. Maybe not. I can't move it back?
No,
Wow. That's kind of.
I think in the
We're
real
gonna get a
test,
0 for it.
Yeah. Oof.
It was just kind of showing to see if it would tell us.
I thought it would show you right away.
Sorry, that's not the answer.
50%.
Not gonna cut it really well.
Man, you guys killed my average.
You killed yourself.
Who has the mouse? Who has the mouse?
Yeah.
I was feeling good.
All right. All right. Let's do another one. We'll do all. We'll get a nice mix going.
There's a meeting, someone makes a decision, oh my God, I didn't I think it's defensible to just not hear what you said.
Yeah.
Isn't that the reasonable meeting standard?
Right.
All right. Security of a computer application
Numbers and things.
is most effective and economical in which of the following cases? System is customized to meet the specific security threat, originally designed to provide the necessary security, procured off the shelf, optimized prior to the addition of security. I'm going to go with is designed to provide necessary security. If you design security from the start and you're not trying to shoehorn it in later, all right. Whew. Type of algorithm is considered to have the highest strength per bit of key links of any asymmetric algorithm.
Okay.
Either gonna be C
Mm.
or C.
Mm.
It's
It's elliptical curve, right? Because
per bit.
it's, yeah, like how long they need per bit is way shorter. Let's see if they have the example. No, it doesn't have it on there. Yeah, if you look like elliptical curve for like a 2048 versus for like RSA it was like 2048, and for elliptical curve it's like 200 bits or something. It's much smaller. I just don't remember the exact amounts. All right, number of violations that will be accepted or forgiven before a violation record is produced is called which of the following? Acceptance level, clipping level, logging level, or forgiveness level? Well, it's not logging level. I can get rid of that right away. Yep. Yeah, it is clipping. I gotta quit saying that right before I answer it, because if I'm gonna get one of these wrong, it's gonna be really just not good. All right, which of the following is not considered a denial of service attack? Zone transfer. That's the only one that's not a malicious attack. Malformed Icmp. Let's see. Oh, it doesn't have. I believe it's a malformed Icmp. Evan knows all these. He can give you the definition of this. It's ridiculous. I forgot it as soon as I took the test because you just don't see those anymore. What's that? No, I haven't needed it ever. Which of the following cryptographic attacks describes when the attacker has a copy of the plaintext and the corresponding cipher? Brute force, ciphertext only, chosen plaintext, or known plaintext? We, as a copy, we have it. We know the plaintext, right? Let's see. Why are coaxial cables called coax? Let's see. Enclosed.
Well, your choices are one physical channel or two physical channels.
Well, it's just one physical channel, right? It's that
You eliminated half.
right. That's a good one, right? It's that copper down the middle. So you know it's not. It's either A or D.
Well, I want to see a cable with things running perpendicular.
All right, one physical channel, it carries signal by another concentric. Same axis.
Gotta be D.
Oh. Whew. All right, which of the following is not a characteristic of IPsec? It cannot be read by unauthorized. No, that's what you want. Is order delivered in the exact order in which it's sent? Don't know that one off the top of my head. Identity of all IPsec endpoints are confirmed by other endpoints. Number of packets being exchanged can be counted. Well, I know that it's not. This is right. That's correct. That's correct. So is it delivered in the exact order, or all IP endpoints are confirmed by the other endpoints? But all IPsec endpoints are confirmed. Yeah, I don't think it's delivered in the exact same order. Whew. Which of the following is not a fundamental component of an alarm in an intrusion detection system? Response, sensor, annunciator, and communications. So in an IDS, intrusion detection, sensor, well, that's going to be annunciator, yeah, response. Because it's just detecting, it's not preventing, it's not doing anything. Yeah. I just monitor, yeah.
Your house on fire.
Yeah, your house is on fire. Do something about it. I'm just here to monitor you. I don't do anything. Yeah. One of your users reports that they're getting a certificate error on a critical web server for an enterprise operation. What's the likely problem here? Expired digital certificate, DNSA record has changed, web server doesn't support SSL, web server is offline. Well, I know it's not web server offline because they're getting an error. We know it doesn't. That can't be the case because they're getting an error on the certificate. The DNS has nothing to do with it, so most likely expired.
Or Google stop browsing semantics.
Yeah, but I would read that. That's Google. I would read that as like enterprise. I read that as like internal, right? We're not going across the internet. All right, physically securing backup tapes from unauthorized access is obviously a security concern, considered a function of security operation domain analysis, security operations domain, communication network security domain, or asset security. I would go with asset security. No. Yeah. Let's see, why is it? Security operations. No. There you go. All right. You can't get them all right. You only need to get 700. Access control do not include which of the following? Mandatory access control, random number-based access control, rule-based or role-based? Well, I'm going to go with the one that made me laugh.
You are using number 3. Welcome to the system.
Yeah. Which of the following? Yeah. Which of the following embodies all the detailed actions a personnel are required to follow? Baselines, procedures, standards, or guidelines? Well, we know guidelines are not requirements, so I can eliminate that. Baselines are a reading, like the minimum, or what we would expect to see. So it's not that. So either a procedure or a standard. And the giveaway here is detailed action. So it's a procedure. The standards are going to be things like, more like technical.
Certain encryption.
Yep. Procedures are step-by-step instructions, so the actions taken. Smart cards are an example of which type of control? Technical, administrative, detective, or physical? I would go with, my gut says technical, and then I go, ooh, could it be physical?
You can use them in a computer, but it's let you into the computer.
Yeah, door controls.
The certificate on the card allows you to get the computer, not the card itself.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with physical. See, you guys let me talk myself out of it. I said my gut said technical. Man, I'm not listening to you guys anymore. Which of the following is not a common backup method?
What, in the real world?
Yeah. I mean, I hope you're doing daily backups, but I don't think that's the method that you're using daily. All right. Which OSI layer is the MAC sublayer part of? Yep. The only one with sublayers, right? Which of the following access control models require defining classification for objects? Role-based, identity-based, mandatory, or discretionary? It's not identity-based. Defining classifications for objects. Because that's what, and then the top secret for the actual subjects. Which access control model would be the best example of a lattice-based access control model?
We had a good mnemonic on this, lattice. What was that?
What is a good example of lattice-based?
I feel like it's
I'm gonna start making them answer. All right, lattice-based. So discretionary is where Windows, Unix file systems, right? So it's probably not that one. Mandatory we talked about. I'm gonna go with rule-based. Nope. Not discretion. Nope. Oh, it is mandatory. Man, got that one wrong. Oh yeah, least upper bound and greatest lower bound is mandatory.
Bless you.
Unless you're government, you'll never use it. Oops. Oh, wait, I gotta go. I'll be honest. We got it wrong. All right. Which of the following is an example of discretionary access controls? Wow, we're getting hammered on. This is the adaptive testing. We've gotten a couple wrong. They're just hammering us now. Which is an example of discretionary? Identity-based, role-based, rule-based, or task-based? Not
Does that mean
task.
there's a bunch of ones that we know in the domain we feel real confident?
Yeah. No, because if you get them right, they will quit asking you faster. Role-based? Nope. Rule-based? No? Oh. Yeah. Read because, right, it's discretionary. It's the identity of the people. The owner can give access to anyone. Man, thank you. Yeah, we're an hour in, and I'm like, we've only gone through like 70-ish questions right now. And yeah, I know. Oh, and I'm also like cranium. That's what I'm blaming. It's ergonomics. No, all right, which of the following protects Kerberos against replay attacks? Timestamps, passwords, cryptography, or tokens? All right, which of the following operation security controls is intended to prevent unauthorized intruders from internally or externally accessing systems? Okay, such control reduces the amount and impact of unintentional errors entering the system. Preventative, directive, corrective, or detective? Well, we're entering the system, so we can eliminate the detective, right? Yeah. Corrective, directive isn't. So we know it's either preventative or corrective, and it says right there, yep. Easy, good. Talking through it. I know. Man, I'm not going to say anything that, no. Which of the following protocols operates at layer 5, at the session layer?
Done with RPC.
Failure of a contingency plan is usually lack of training, lack of awareness, management failure, technical failure. Right? Because lack of training is a management failure.
Pretty much the answer for all.
At the end of the day, that's where the buck stops.
Yeah. All right. Criminal hacker infiltrated a corporate network via compromised host, misconfigured firewall. You find targets inside the network, but all appear to be hard except for one. There's several notable vulnerable services and therefore seems out of place with an otherwise secured network. Cisco, IDS, honeypot, or a file server? A honeypot. If an organization were to monitor their employees' email, it should not. Explain who can read the email and how long it is backed up. Well, it seems like that's something it should do. Inform all employees that email is being monitored. Probably a good idea. Monitor only a limited number of employees. Explain what is considered acceptable use. They should do that one. I would go with C.
Yeah, don't do C. That's legal problems.
Yeah. Yeah, that tends to not go well when you isolate and pick on people. How should a doorway of a manned facility with automatic locks configured? Should not allow piggybacking? Correct. Should be configured to be fail-safe. Should be configured to be fail-secure. No. Should have a door delay cipher lock. So it should not allow piggybacking or configured safe.
Fail-safe, that's personal safety.
Yeah. And how are you going to configure it to not allow piggybacking?
The door doing it, people.
Yeah.
Laser.
Right.
Tasers.
Which of the following clear text protocols is normally disallowed through a firewall from the internet in its unprotected form? SSH, SNMP, SMTP, or HTTP? SNMP, right? You don't want. Do you guys want your SNMP over the internet? I don't. I mean, HTTP would be fine, but I'm sure your users would love that. All right. network security workers have a lot of responsibility for ensuring threatening network traffic doesn't reach internal hosts or servers. Any part of a network packet entering your network can be scrubbed using a content filter for dangerous content. This is the case with unwanted HTML tags. What answer best describes this process? Content filtering, HTTPS filtering, NIDS, layer 3 switch. I would say content filtering, right? Because it's not. So, yeah, network packet. Because a NIDS is just detection, right? We're not actually protecting against anything. A layer 3 switch is not a process. Well, but that's not necessarily, right? That's not going to get everything. It's only going to be HTTPS traffic. It doesn't specify. It just says.
HTTPS, you're not going to see the content.
Yeah, it's going to be.
That's content filter.
It's got to be content filtering.
So you'll just see URLs with HTTPS unless you proxy.
Yeah. Which is a huge risk on its own, because then you got to figure out, you know, like bank and personal medical and all that stuff if you're.
What's that?
That's all I can do. Which of the following allows communicating partners to prove their identity to each other and establish a secure communications channel, and it is applied to an authentication component of Ipsec. All right, so we've got Icmp, Skip, Diffie-Hellman, or Ike.
Skip's not a thing.
Allows communicating partners to prove their identity. An Ipsec, isn't it? That's how the keys are exchanged, but that's not.
Is it negotiation? Yeah, that'd be Icmp, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I would say it would be, because it's the key management protocol, well, or the internet key exchange. Ooh.
The Security Association is where you set up and negotiate the protocols that are, will start with the most
yeah.
secure between the two.
Yeah, because they're establishing that secure.
If I'm wrong, then I'll just go take a nap.
Oh, you're wrong.
It was like.
Everybody likes
Hey, I think the better one is now you got to come up here and talk.
Okay,
No.
I'll talk.
Oh, all right.
We'll get through a break.
Sweet.
What did I score?
I don't know. Keep going. I did 50 this time.
What?
That's why I let you take over.
This is a badass mouse.
Like that?
Pew, pew.
It'll do it on a glass surface. Yeah.
Where am I going? Over here? Oh, you do it this way.
Close the, yeah.
All right.
Just hit the X there. I'll answer the online.
And then I go next?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, there's so many words.
Man, I got that at the right time.
Ding Ltd. is a firm specialized in intellectual property business. A new video streaming application. Well, you have to read the whole thing on this one because. Yeah, it's all bold. If it was this scenario, then I wouldn't read it. A new video streaming application needs to be installed for the purpose of conducting the annual awareness program as per the firm's security program. The application will stream internally copyrighted, blah, blah, blah. The requirements for the application installation are to use a single server, low-cost technologies, high performance, and high availability, whatever.
Low cost.
Low cost and no HA capacity.
You say no HA?
You're conducting annual awareness. You're using it once a year.
Oh, sorry, I just answering. Sorry. All right. So which one is it, guys?
Single hard drive.
Yeah. I know, I totally wasn't even like, oh, you guys are here. Sorry. Thought I was doing really well in this test.
It is harder to talk through it, not just.
Do you want an explanation of this? You guys understand why this is what it is? Highest performance, no HA. So those are the 2 points out of all of this thing. So single hard disk is not going to be as high performance as a RAID 0. RAID 0 is striping. I'm sorry. striping, no parity. Sorry. This has got HA because RAID 1 is the mirroring of the HA, or of the striping, and then RAID 1 is just mirroring, right, which should also be HA.
Situations where the question is everything because you would never do that.
Right. Right, yeah, I don't know who would make this decision that, I don't know who would make this decision, yeah, hey, I want high performance, I don't want any redundancy or HA.
Maybe for home gaming or something.
Right.
Not for anything in business.
COBIT was developed from the COSO framework, which of the choices below best describes the COSO's main objective and purpose. COSO main purpose is to define a sound risk management approach with financial companies. COSO addresses corporate culture and policy development. COSO is a risk management system used for the protection of federal systems. COSO main purpose is to help ensure fraudulent financial reporting cannot take place in an organization. Best describe the COSO main objective. Do you remember COSO? Did we cover COSO much? And COBIT comes from ISACA, the Information Systems Audit and Control Association. COSO is purely, it was really only popular in the financial sector.
I'm going to say A then.
Yeah, it doesn't, it's not a risk management thing for federal agencies. They have all the NIST guidance and FIPS. FSMA compliance would be the, B. I'm sorry, wait. A. No? No. There you go. But it's financial services stuff. So we got eliminated to 2. And COSO's not really used anymore. COBIT is. COBIT's version 5 right now. But there's really no tie-in anymore to COSO. So I've gotten, 2 wrong already? Did I get 2 wrong? 1. Just 1. I only answered 2. I'm at 50% right now.
You clicked on the right one because you didn't include us, remember?
So did that count? I get it right then?
You got it.
Right.
Yeah, so I got it right. You guys got it wrong. I got it wrong?
You didn't give us.
Oh, you're good.
Somebody got something wrong around here.
The last one that you didn't change.
You guys are gonna want Brad back. Maybe this is a little more entertaining. I don't know.
It's pressure, isn't it? It's a lot easier sitting back here.
Well, and it's like Thursday, and I did review a bunch of policies today.
Thursday feels like it should have been.
I know, what is with that? Like, we missed a day. It's like a whole day gone. Which of the following is a hashing algorithm? So elliptic curve cryptography, remember that one? That's it's a public key cryptography that's usually used in low power systems. SHA is actually a hashing algorithm. RSA is a public key encryption algorithm, and so is Diffie-Hellman. So SHA is definitely your answer. SHA smokes hash.
Nobody's gonna miss.
My friend Shah, he hasn't seen the light of day in weeks. A message can be encrypted and digitally signed, which provides, well, it's encrypted, so you got confidentiality for sure. That's the same in every one of those anyway. And digitally signed. Do you remember the digital signature piece? Hashing in the private key. So I also get authentication because I'm signing it with my private key. Non-repudiation and integrity. All those things are happening, right? Yeah, because it's signed by the holder of the private key. So if I am the only one with the private key, it proves that it was signed by me. So it's got all those wonderful things built into it. Do you guys understand that piece? Okay. When a vendor releases patches or updates for software that you use in your organization, when is it best to install these updates and patches? Well, that's really opinionated, isn't it? After appropriate testing, immediately to avoid being attacked, permit users to either install the patches or not after more important tasks are completed. So what really happens, or what we're supposed to do?
That's a good one.
So in the real world, it's more this one nowadays because the patching has become so tested and part of kind of the software development process for organizations. So we don't even test patches anymore unless we're running a bunch of legacy stuff. But the right answer is, this one. Yeah.
That's the appropriate. It doesn't even
Yeah.
say security.
But we don't dink many organizations anymore for not testing patches. We just, unless you're running some kind of old Linux system or a mainframe or something, where there might be some interaction stuff that'll crash something, but most people aren't doing that.
Critical security patch may be a different answer, but this says, it might just be a functional release.
Yeah. Well, the SLA did I share with you guys a couple of weeks ago or last week? The SLA for one that I just wrote for that one company, 2 days was the SLA for critical severity patches. I mean that's what they wanted, right? So there ain't no time to test in a 2-day patch cycle.
Hey, a 2-day period to test.
Sort of, yeah, right. Deploy it, and another thing you can do for testing too is that works pretty well is pilot, right? Pilot it. So within 2 days, you could test deploy it to 10% of your systems the first day, and then the second day deploy it to the rest of the organization, assuming nothing went bad. So I guess you could do that. Suppose you are an IT manager at a successful organization and you discover that an employee has been stealing sensitive corporate secrets and he has been fired by the senior executive. Which access control category would this fall under? Recovery access control, compensating access control, is that deferred or deterrent? Deterrent access control or corrective access control? So the control is the actual firing of the person? Is that the control?
How I'd read it.
So the control is fired by a senior executive.
They identified he was stealing and then he was fired.
So they corrected, yeah.
They corrected.
It's not really compensating, so I'm not getting anything kind of in return for that.
Only if deterrent.
It's not recovery.
Right.
So it's deterrent if I make it public, look, this is what happens. That's what we do with the death penalty and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a deterrent. This kind of a corrective because you stop him from.
Can you make it public? I mean, if you're in a company and you do that, you fire somebody for cause, can you publicly say
Sounds like
that?
sounds like Alaris does it. But I don't know legally what you can say or what you can't say.
Well, this would be,
Litigation,
could
probably not gonna make.
But people
possibly be considered a breach and would
people find out.
possibly be required to be published.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I don't know. I think you're down to these two, right? Deterrent or corrective, depending on how you're going to do it.
Corrected.
Anybody got a coin for the IT manager?
Fired by the senior. Corrective?
I think
That's the consensus?
It's directive for the company when it's happening.
Yep, good choice. Which answer best describes the condition that results from a DOS or DDoS attack on a target system? Buffer overflow, memory leaks, resource exhaustion, or race condition? Do you guys know what these other ones are? Because these are legitimate things that you would see on the exam potentially.
What's race condition?
Time of use.
It's time of check, time of use.
Were you not paying attention on Tuesday?
TOC,
Fucking cow.
yeah. So that the point is to beat between the time the computer checks a process for legitimacy and it uses that process, you insert, so it says, yeah, it's good to go, you insert your code so it goes instead of the code that was actually checked, right?
Yeah.
What was their rationale and the right answer?
Oh, on the previous one?
On that one?
What do you do? Summary?
Show answer at the top, yeah.
It says a bunch of words and things here.
Corrective action taken after.
And I'm wearing my glasses, so I can't see what it says.
It's that bullet, corrective action taken after an incident occurred.
Yeah, it just seemed like the question was from the.
It didn't tell you anything about publishing or making the actions available, so that's where it was.
Yeah.
So we'd be reading more into the.
If it had said something like, employees are alerted that if they do this, they will be fired.
Oh, we have a wall of shame.
It seemed like it was written from the perspective of the employee that discovered it.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I think you could read it either way. I think the logic here is there's no announcement made or nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just mad that I got it wrong.
Yeah, I get it. But we can afford to get one or two wrong. 70, man. We can settle for half-ass and still pass the test.
Based on the difficulty and stuff, so it's not a pure.
How does a digital envelope work? What are the correct steps to follow? You encrypt the data using the session key, and then you encrypt the session key using the receiver's private key. Doesn't sound much.
You can't encrypt something with receivers private.
I mean, you can. It's probably not going to go well for the receiver.
Kind of defeats the whole purpose, doesn't it? You encrypt the data using a session key, and then encrypt session key using your private key of a sender. You encrypt the data using the session key, and then you encrypt the session key using the receiver's public key. That one sounds pretty close. You encrypt the data using the session key, and then you encrypt the session key using the sender's public key. What am I missing here?
You want to encrypt it in the receiver's public key.
Receiver's public key.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. You have to kind of read those. Sometimes you have to read those a couple times to figure out, okay, session key, private key. Because in a digital envelope, you're combining the multiple encryption, types, just like with the digital signature. You're combining the thing with the difference between the digital envelope and a digital signature is the digital signature uses the hash, whereas the envelope uses the secret key, right? Otherwise, they're essentially the same. Which of the following type of network service maps domain names to network IP addresses or network IP addresses to domain names? DNS, right? The domain name system. You guys understand? That's an easy one. Yeah. I don't know if you want me to talk through any of these other ones, but which of the following is protocol data unit (PDU) of transport layer in TCP/IP model? Segment. So where are we at? Transport layer. So segment, packet, data, frame. Frame is 2. Data is layer above. Packet is layer 3. Segment is layer 4. Yeah? Okay. Oh, just read the thing, right? U.S. government and business data sensitivity labeling are different, and most business organizations use which of the following levels of classifications? Usually there's only 3, but I mean in the real world. Public internal, that one looks pretty good. Private classified, that one doesn't look very good. So this is a typical.
That's a mix.
That's not even cool.
B.
I'd say B. You guys agree?
All the other ones.
Yeah, they're kind of weird. Do I have to read all this one? It's like the best answer that illustrates the types of potential failures with biometric systems. False acceptance rates, or false acceptance, where legitimate users are rejected. That's not correct. So cross that one off right away. False rejections, where legitimate users are rejected. False acceptance, where imposters are permitted. That one is correct. Now in the test, I wouldn't stop though. I would read the other answers because there might be a better one. So just a tip, just because that one's the obvious answer. Overly restrictive when legitimate users are rejected, and overly permitted when imposters are permitted. Those are the definitions of those words is correct, but those aren't the words that we use. So that's not right. User risk, whatever that word is. Yeah, I'm not even going to read it. But in the test, do it. Read them all. Which of the following network devices connect to similar or different networks? Switches, router, repeater, hub. These are dumb ones, right? It's definitely not going to be layer 1 stuff. Connect to similar or differing. Router?
So keep in mind for the exam, right? Switch is always layer 3?
2.
2. Sorry, that's what I said. router's layer 3.
I would go up as high as I could in the protocol stack to just encompass, as much differing as possible. But I think layer 2 could work too, but not really.
If you're doing the entire network, then you're not doing layer.
Different.
Different networks, you route between networks.
Yeah.
Similar or different.
Yeah, but then you're not going to layer 3 switch. You're doing that now.
They're not, but, so that's the key in the exam. It's not a layer 3 switch.
Yeah.
Switch is layer 2.
Yeah, you got to stay with the layers.
What's the exam?
The original design and intent of switches and routers and all that. How many bits of a MAC address uniquely identify a vendor? So it's a 48-bit address. Remember that? It's provided by IEEE. So half was the OUI and half was the whatever assigned by the vendor. So 24 bits. Which of the following threats to web applications occurs when malicious JavaScript, VBScript, ActiveX, or other code is entered as unvalidated user input and results in dangerous dynamic content? Attacks against Apache web server. Cross-site scripting. Malicious Java is entered in unvalidated user input. Yep, that's the best one.
Yeah, misconfiguration isn't a threat, it's a vulnerability.
True. Cool. You guys want any explanation on that? Data, which is properly secured and can be described with terms like genuine or not corrupted from the original, refers to data that has a high level of what? Authenticity? Not genuine, not corrupted. There's no integrity though. You're right. I would choose integrity if it was up here. Genuine, not corrupted from the original. Non-repudiation is removing the ability to deny an action took place. So it doesn't really do anything about proving whether the message is genuine or whether the data is genuine. It's just to prove that if I changed it, I can't deny I didn't change it, kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know how they're interpreting authenticity. I think is the best answer here. If integrity was on there, I would have chose that one though, for sure. Which answer correctly depicts the proper TCP flag sequence for a normal TCP session? Oh, we did one like this. Sin, Synac, and Act back. Oh, Sin, Synac, and Act. Well, that one is there. The three-way handshake one is there, right? Sin, Synac, and Act back.
Slightly different worded question.
You can do a Sin, Synac, and a reset, but why would I reset? Because I haven't completed the three-way handshake. So the synchronize, okay, I'm good to synchronize and then send back a reset. That's not standard. I don't know what an RTS flag is. Is there an RTS flag? Is there such thing? No. The fin is to close a connection. ACK, SYNAC, and fin. Again, there's no completion of the three-way handshake. What? Oh, Sin, Synac, and Act back, right? Which session hijacking model relies on the attacker deriving a valid session ID from packets he captured during a sniffing operation? Session, OS layer 3 level hijack, network level session.
Level 9 hijack.
What's that?
OSI level 9.
There is?
Layer 9, first one.
Oh, that says layer 9? I can't read them. I got no glasses.
Layer 9 is politics.
Yeah.
Layer 8 is money.
Yep. Cache. All right, so yeah, it's probably not going to be a layer 9 hijack. That's like when you don't, like if I was going to social engineer you, like you'd be layer 8, the person, but I went right past you and got your boss. Right, that's layer 9. Network level session attack, ARP level session attack, routing level session attack. So this is all going to be based on what layer you're talking about. Session hijacking.
From
Packets. Yep, there's your keyword, packets. Packets are where?
Network level.
Yep, network. Routing level happens on network, but yeah.
Routing level.
So who picked up on packets? Yeah, that was the key in that whole question, was reading that level of detail in it. Why is it so easy to spoof MAC addresses on wireless and regular LAN networks? You can't encrypt MAC addresses because they are not copyrighted, because MAC addresses are sent in the clear, because layer 2 MAC addresses are unauthenticated. They are sent in the clear, and they are unauthenticated.
I see. Because you can do the encryption is non-authentication.
It is. Yep. And so that's where 802.1x first kind of started playing a role, was trying to figure out a way to authenticate MAC addresses. No, it's just layer 2. It's
Port level security.
Yep. Yeah. Port level security. Network access control will leverage 802.1x. Which of the following best describes the type of firewall that can filter packets at the top layer of the OSI model? Application level firewall, an ARP layer firewall, a bastion host firewall, a packet filtering firewall. Packet filtering only works at up to layer 3, right? Maintains no state. That's the least secure. So the only thing I can do is what goes above layer 3, which would be the port numbers. So I can do basically IP and port on packet filtering firewalls. Bastion host, do you remember that architecture? It's basically a bastion host is just kind of a sacrificial kind of lamb. You just expose that host, but it does all the stuff. So I mean, there are bastion firewalls that can do this stuff. An ARP layer firewall, I don't even know what that is. That'd be a layer 2 firewall. And then application level firewall is the best answer.
It's saying top layer, so that's application.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like any of the terms, but that's the logic anyway. In the log files on various network devices in your DMZ, you see connections from unusual locations, repeated login attempts, and remote hosts, and repeated probes on your users' computers. What is it that you're seeing? You just told me what I was seeing. I've seen that stuff.
General indications of intrusion attempts.
Yeah. Firewall compromise. Is there anything? So network devices in your DMZ, connections, unusual locations, repeated login attempts. What's that? Too easy? I know, but I always want to read more into the question when it does seem so easy. It's like, I've got to be missing something. Disgruntled employee, internal attacker, compromised IDS.
Don't just assume, read all the answers.
Yeah, especially the ones that are so easy, because I've gotten caught so many times by like, oh, duh. And then, you get it wrong, and you're like, what the hell? And then I guess that one is a better one, or maybe I didn't read it fully. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I do that all the time. Like double negatives in questions, those should be illegal.
Yeah, it's backed up for it.
Yeah, it's not even right. Is this question 50 already? Who is ultimately responsible for the security of computer-based information systems within an organization? The training team, the operator team, the management team, the tech support team. The answer is whoever's on the other side of this. That's who's responsible. The last one to show up to the meeting. Yeah. The highest level, and at the end of the day, they're the ones that have to practice due care and due diligence and prudent man rule.
Scroll down.
And
then
submit for grading.
Submit.
For grading. Okay. And then what?
Scroll down again, and then just do the results.
Boom, so cool.
There you go.
Not like that was not successful.
I mean, even if you miss them,
Yeah, we did well.
You don't have to get everyone.
Brad, you said you think it was harder than that?
So, well, I also did it on the older version, not the 2018. Yeah.
So we got 20 minutes. Let's do one more like quick one, and let's go for 100%. I'm sick of the missing questions, you guys.
25 questions?
Good thing you're not doing it.
Right?
Yeah.
Perfection.
All right.
Okay, where do I go? Here?
Scroll down. And right, there you go. Right there.
Well, you guys.
You gotta do test mode?
Yeah.
Do test mode.
Test mode.
No, until we submit it. Pro, 25, 20.
25. We can do 25.
How much time do you get on the real exam?
Well, we're not gonna
You
get
get
any.
4 hours for 150 questions.
4 hours? Wow.
Is it 3?
So how many
3
did
hours
you
for
guys say?
150.
How many questions?
25.
25? All right, so this is our last, this is gonna be our last hurrah together. I don't drink.
Oh, kind of wondering,
Okay, so we don't want any of that stuff? Do we want a timer? Let's do a timer too.
I guess myself. I think last night. Nobody's serving me?
Ready?
Yep.
All right. This is for real now. What the hell? What is this?
Put them in the proper order.
I like that.
Which of the following Wi-Fi standards would offer the most security? Using your mouse, or is it moose? No, it's mouse. 2 S's would be moose. Is that how you spell moose? 2 O's. Yeah, Mises. It's not Mises.
This is time, by the way. Open AP.
Oh, I got all day.
Open AP is
That's on the bottom.
Open AP is up on top.
Be secure with the most secure.
Open AP on the
The
top.
bottom.
And then web.
Open AP,
And web.
web.
Personal. Personal. Down. No.
Now, yep.
Yeah. No. Is that right?
Enterprise better than personal.
But I think enterprise.
I am not feeling the confidence right now.
I'm just going with the general thing of, you usually expect enterprise.
Yeah.
That's more smart.
I don't like it. What would you change?
WPA 2 and enterprise.
In theory.
Yeah,
So you would switch what?
WPA 2 personal and WPA enterprise.
Maybe about, you would switch WPA personal and WPA enterprise.
Just, WPA enterprise should go down 1.
This one should go here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's better than
but
that?
I'm fine, but.
No.
I don't know, man.
WPA 2 is the full 802.11i standard.
Yeah.
Implementation WPA was the stopgap between WEP and WPA 2.
Even though it's
802.11i.
personal versus enterprise, I'd still go with WPA.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out. If you're right, then awesome. If you're whatever.
I'll buy you water, right?
Yeah, I'll double it. I'll give you one too. Which of the following was developed by the National Computer Security Center for the U.S. Department of Defense? NIACAP, DIACAP, ITSec, or TCSec? Which of the following pairings uses technology to enforce access control policies within systems? Following pairings use technology to enforce access control. So preventative, because access control would be primarily a preventative control, so it's not the last one. And uses technology. So preventative technical.
Uses technology.
Says uses technology.
Yeah. All right. Which protocol makes use of an electronic wallet on a customer's PC and sends encrypted credit card information to merchant's web server, which digitally signs it and sends it onto the processing bank? SET, Secure Electronic Transaction; SSL, Secure Sockets Layer; SSH, Secure Shell; SMIME, Secure MIME. This is mail. This doesn't describe this whole thing. Secure Shell is nothing more than Telnet with encryption. SSL is just, well, it's deprecated for one, but yeah, this is SET. Do you agree or no?
Go to
That was definitely on the older stuff. I don't know if
Yeah.
it's still on
I
there.
don't know if it was in our book, but maybe it's an experimental one. Which of the following is not an administrative control? Logical access control mechanisms. Logical is usually associated with technical, because people aren't logical. You knew that, right? Change control procedures, development of policy standards, procedures, and guidelines, screening of personnel, so which is not A. Yeah. Which security model ensures that actions that take place at a higher security level do not affect the actions that take place at a lower level? It sounds like compartmentalization. Clark Wilson, Bella Padula. Now, you can't tell, so this is true sort of with Bella Padula, but it doesn't tell us which direction. And doesn't tell what we're trying to protect, the confidentiality or integrity, because Bella Padula prevents me from reading down and writing up. No, prevents me from reading up and writing down. So I got that backwards. I was just doing Bibba. So that's, I mean, it could maybe. The non-interference model or the information flow model? You go C?
I don't know.
It's information. Pretty sure it's information flow model. See, it's not so easy now, is it? Good security is built on which of the following concept? Okay.
Wow, that's confident.
Which of the following is related to physical security and is not considered a technical control? Who said firewalls? Set the walls on fire? Well, yeah, if we do it that way.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Maximum security, they get close.
I don't think that's a compound word.
Arson?
A firewall.
Which of the following would be the most important to guarantee that the computer evidence will be admissible in court? The chain of custody of the evidence must show who collected, secured, controlled, handled, transported the evidence, and that it was not tampered with. It's good, but is it the most? It must prove a fact that is whatever. It's reliable, must be proven. Its reliability must be proven. The process for producing it must be documented and repeatable. So this one's not important. This one is nothing about the, must prove a fact that is immaterial to the case. So its reliability must be proven, or chain of custody, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, it's a lot, yeah.
Too long to be wrong. When in doubt, Charlie off.
Which of the following test makes sure that the modified or new system includes appropriate access controls and does not introduce any security holes that might compromise other systems? Which of the following tests make sure that the modified or new system includes appropriate access controls and does not introduce, that would be integration testing.
Not recovery. Not interview. Yeah.
Yeah, none of these other ones are even remotely close.
Security holes.
Do you want to go back? No. Okay. What can be defined as a batch process dumping backup data through communications lines to a server at an alternate location? Database shadowing, electronic vaulting, data clustering, remote journaling. Yeah. Oh, batch process.
We just covered this. Come on.
Which of the following was designed to support multiple network types over the same serial link? Serial link protocol, point-to-point tunneling protocol, Ethernet, or point-to-point protocol.
Same serial link.
SLIP. Oh, did I miss that?
We're gonna slip it in there.
Trying to support multiple network types over the same serial link. Okay. What is the name of the first mathematical model of a multi-layer security policy used to define the concept of a secured data state, the modes of access, and the rules for granting access? Well, there is no Revest and Shamir model. Revest, Shamir, Nadeline, that's the RSA protocol. It's an encryption thing. Velapadula is all about confidentiality. Concept of secure data, modes of access, and rules for granting access.
Is it? I mean,
Which one? What?
Clark Wilson.
That's not a, Clark Wilson isn't a mathematical
I need to
model.
look.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that one.
That was, the Harrison was the obscure one.
Yeah, cool names and stuff. Why does fiber optic communication technology have significant security advantage over over other transmission technology? Interception of data is more difficult. Traffic analysis is prevented by multiplexing. Higher data rates can be transmitted. Single mode and double mode errors are correctable. From a security perspective, that's the biggest one, right? Not impossible. Right? You have to splice. You have to actually cut into the line.
No EMI.
Right. Which of the following best describes the TCP transmission control protocol handshake? Send, SYNAC, and ACK back. Send, SYNAC, and ACK back. Hello message, receive message, close message. This is how they do it in the UK. All proper. Hello message. I've received your message. We're done talking. Let's close our message. That's the GDPR way.
You have to say over.
Oh, over.
Over.
Input validation can be an effective measure against all the following except SQL injections, cross-site scripting, buffer overflows, social engineering. I mean, it could if you could figure out though.
You can have someone come and say that guy's a jerk.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just have some guy who stands by you and no, don't click on that.
That guy's a liar.
No, that's bad input right there. Don't take that call. Which of the following type of lock uses numeric keypad to dial or gain entry? Biometric door lock, cipher lock, electronic door lock, bolting door locks. It's a cipher. It's a cipher lock. It's just a stupid name for it. I mean, it is. That's the right answer. Yeah. Which of the following is the protocol data unit of application layer in the TCP/IP model?
We already have this one.
And that one, segment.
Segment. The period is. This period is the expected lifespan of a particular piece of equipment. It can be shortened by environmental factors, mean time between failure.
Yeah.
That one, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Should we go back and, we read that wrong?
What's that?
Oh, the previous question where we went with the list of questions, you said it was application, not
Application there. Yeah. Should be data.
Yep, not segment.
The following protocol data
yeah.
application
The
layer.
other one was.
Oh, yeah, good one. See, he readed it. And we were all like, oh, we had this question already.
Gotta read them all.
Yep. Which technology is used after an incident or intrusion occurs to draw conclusions and finding out where to begin cleanup operations for an infected host? Audit logs, vendor documentation, company SOP, standard operating procedures for intrusions, accreditation, and information assurance documentation. Which technology is used for incident intrusion to draw conclusions and finding out where to begin cleanup? Yeah, I'd say this is the best one, right? A media access control address of a computer is comprised of how many bits? 60,000 billion. No, that's not an option? Yeah, it's 48, 24 and 24. What is the name of a system on a network that you would deliberately configure to have lower security configurations or some known vulnerabilities which are not patched that you would ordinarily want to have on any of your production system? That's a honeypot, yeah? Firewall, DMC, yeah. You got what?
We're right on schedule.
I got 21, dude. Which of the following types of honeypot systems are designed to emulate a few services and programs which would be found on a user system and collect limited amounts of information? That's a low interaction system. Boom, right? Which of the following answers represents part of the attacker's phase of a penetration test? Escalate privileges, active or passive reconnaissance, removing all tools and exploits, getting the legal documents signed. Which of the following answers represents part of the attack phase? Part of the attack phase.
That's after.
What's that?
That's after, though, isn't it?
No, it's still continuation of the attack. So it's usually compromise a vulnerability, elevate privileges, plant a backdoor, pivot. That's all part of the attack phase. Normally, depending on what you're attacking. Active or passive reconnaissance, that's pretty, yeah.
Part of the reconnaissance phase.
Yeah, it's what it is. Removing this is cleanup. This would be, hopefully before you ever do anything. Which of the following computer recovery sites is only partially equipped with processing equipment? Was that, say, rolling? Rolling hot site, cool site, cold site, hot site?
Cold site, because if you had to order equipment from a vendor, it could take months, right?
No, it's partially equipped.
But it's got the processing equipment.
Yeah.
You're part of the way where you want to be.
With a cold site, I wouldn't have any processing equipment there. I just have basically the power, a rack.
Shelves and such.
Yeah, as soon as you put processing equipment in there, it becomes kind of a warm site. Are we done? Do I do next?
I think you have to go. You have to close that out.
Yeah.
Go down and scroll down and submit.
Submit. So nervous, you guys. What if I failed?
Let's check with the validator here.
Who's the validator?
Well, on the right. The one that caught the data.
We got 23.
Wasn't he the one that caught the data packet thing?
Yeah.
So we're just checking with the validator. Are we good?
Yeah, 100%.
Awesome. We got it.
We got a guarantee, though.
We got a green.
Oh.
That's actually what you said.
That is the one I said. That is the one I said.
If you do this is going to be all the ones we got wrong. Only the ones we got. Oh.
You said flow mine.
I got that one wrong. Yep.
So this one here was multiple networks would have been the key then, your PVP,
Yeah.
because you can, so like PVP, you can tie to different.
I got that one wrong too.
Wow.
I got two of those wrong. Two of those can be mine.
Yeah, Banjo album and Slip is.
Seems like we did okay.
We passed. But I think the test mode is probably harder than it looks like. It seems like than the
Maybe.
detailed one.
Either those are.
80%. That's still pretty good.
All right. So who's got a test scheduled already? You do. Anybody else? You do. Okay. Good. August. Excellent.
Online, June of 2019.
What's that?
June of 2019, I'll see you here next year.
FRSecure, I think, is the discount.
FRSecure.
FRSecure is the discount code, yep. I think, you know, hopefully you guys pass your CISSP and we see you around, you know, stop by, be friends. We're always hiring too, so just stick around. And
3 people online that
knows
already
what
has
happened.
set too.
3 people have already got their
Schedule.
Yeah. So, and let us know if there's anything else we can do. I don't know if was there a study group that was ever assembled or anything like that? Who replies to those emails? Is that Brandon? Brandon does?
Well, that's the name that I see on everything.
Yeah, I think Brandon, because he's the one that uploads all the files for us and everything like that. But I mean, if you want to get a study group together, we can always open up like this location if you want. You know what I mean? We can just pick whatever night you want, and you know, we don't have to be in here and facilitate or anything like that. You know, I can be working in my office or something. But
Yeah, I figured, run through that again, that would be good.
okay.
June 14th, what's the next one?
But at some point, you know, anytime.
Yeah, it's all
It
computer.
used to be back in the day. Like when I took it, you had to do the little things with a pencil, and so you could only do it like. I mean, I had to go to like right outside of Milwaukee to take the test. They didn't even have it in Minnesota.
CISM was only twice a year.
Yeah, and you had to fly for that or go somewhere for that too.
Yeah.
I actually had my first one scheduled in Chicago, and then something came up and I couldn't go, and no refund. And I had to wait for like the next 6 months, but the next 6 month one was in Bloomington, so I was able to take that one locally. That was kind of cool. But don't, get at some point, just take the plunge. I think a lot of people you guys have all been through the whole class, you know what I mean? I think maybe read the book again and just at some point, just suck it up and take the plunge, man. I mean, it sucks now that it's what, $700? $700. I know, it's crazy, man. When I took, what was it when you took it?
600.
When I did, it was like, I think 400. I think seems to be the price.
Like $300 would be okay.
But I've really enjoyed the time I've spent with you guys. I hope that we see each other again and everything. Like I said, if we need to get some kind of a test or a study group together, let's figure it out. You know how to do that. But
We just keep showing up.
show up on our doorstep. Hey, got any more?
May or may not be anyone here. But
Got any more of that coffee?
Thank you for the caffeine every night too.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And thank you for the program.
Oh yeah. Our mission is to fix a broken industry. We need more security people, right? We need you guys. We certainly, you know, the next generation is going to be super screwed without more security people, you know. So, right? Well, my daughter, I'm getting her. She's already been hacking. Matt's got his son doing
physical.
Yeah.
Thanks, Brett. Thanks for doing the talk.
Yeah. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah.